What did your child write in their school assignment that made the teacher call you immediately? My daughter Lily was in 3rd grade when her teacher, Mrs. Anderson, called me at work on a Tuesday afternoon. Her voice sounded really concerned, almost panicked. "We need to talk about Lily's writing assignment immediately. Can you come in today?" My heart dropped. Lily was always a good kid, never got in trouble, always did her homework. I couldn't imagine what she could have written that would require an emergency meeting. I left work early and drove straight to the school. Mrs. Anderson was waiting for me with a manila folder and this really serious expression on her face. "I have to ask you some difficult questions about your home situation," she said, sliding a piece of paper across the desk. This is what Lily wrote for her assignment about family tradition. I looked down at the paper. The assignment was titled, "What does your family do that makes you happy?" And Lily had written in her careful 3rd grade handwriting, "Every night my mom and dad lock me in the basement with bread and water. They tell me I have to stay there until morning because bad children don't deserve beds. Sometimes they forget to give me the bread. I sleep on the cold floor and cry until I fall asleep. In the morning, they let me out if I promise to be good. This makes me happy because it means I can go to school and see my friends." Mrs. Anderson was watching my face carefully as I read. "I've already contacted social services," she said quietly. "They'll be here within the hour to speak with Lily privately." I stared at the paper in complete shock. None of this was true, not even close to true. Lily had her own bedroom with a princess bed and more stuffed animals than she could count. We read stories together every night before tucking her in. "Mrs. Anderson, I don't understand. None of this happened. Lily sleeps in her own room every night. We've never locked her anywhere." The teacher looked skeptical. "Children this age rarely make up stories about abuse. The details are very specific and concerning." That's when I remembered something. 2 weeks ago, Lily had been obsessed with this book series about orphaned children who lived in terrible conditions but stayed brave and hopeful. She'd read all 6 books in the series and kept talking about how the characters never gave up, even when mean adults were cruel to them. "Has Lily been reading the Unfortunate Events books?" I asked. Mrs. Anderson nodded. "She brings them to class every day. She's read the entire series twice." I pulled out my phone and showed her pictures from that morning. Lily eating breakfast in our sunny kitchen, her bedroom with clothes scattered everywhere because she couldn't decide what to wear, her bathroom with toothpaste smeared on the mirror because she'd been practicing writing her name. "I think she got confused about the assignment," I said. "She's been so absorbed in those books about children in terrible situations. Maybe she thought she was supposed to write a story not about our actual family." When the social worker arrived, she interviewed Lily privately. 20 minutes later, she came out looking relieved but also a little frustrated. "Your daughter is very creative," she said. When I asked her to show me where the basement was, she looked confused and said, "What basement? We live in an apartment." Then she told me all about the characters in her favorite books and how brave they were. It turned out Lily had misunderstood the assignment completely. She thought she was supposed to write a creative story about overcoming hardship, like the characters in her books. She'd mixed up reality with fiction and created this dramatic narrative about basement imprisonment. Mrs. Anderson apologized profusely. "I've seen real cases of abuse, so when I read something this detailed, I had to take it seriously." That night, I sat down with Lily and explained the difference between creative writing and writing about real life. She was mortified when she realized what had happened. "I just wanted to write something interesting like in my books," she said. "I didn't know Mrs. Anderson would think it was real." We also had a long talk about how her stories had scared some grown-ups who were trying to keep her safe. She wrote an apology letter to Mrs. Anderson explaining that she'd mixed up her assignment. The next week, Lily rewrote her assignment. The new version was about our actual family tradition of making pancakes shaped like animals every Sunday morning. Much less dramatic, but a lot more accurate. Mrs. Anderson kept both versions in Lily's file, just in case. She told me later that it was the most creative misunderstanding she'd seen in 20 years of teaching.